Hi, welcome to the 3-Minute Writer. I'm Eric Wyatt. I'm going to talk today about not idealizing yourself out of the writing life. See if this sounds familiar to you. Do you ever get locked into this long laundry list of if only statements? Like this one: if only I had a better idea, or if only I had the right software, or more time, more energy, a better pen, a different day job, quieter kids, a better spouse, a better desk, more comfortable chair, if only, if only, if only. Of course, we do this in our writing life, and we do this really in all the important areas of our lives: our relationships, our diet, our jobs, our intellectual and spiritual lives. In all of these areas, we allow this idealization to paralyze us and give us an excuse for inaction. I mean, see if this sounds familiar. If I can't be perfect spiritually, why even bother? Or if this guy or this girl isn't a perfect partner, why bother to put any time or effort into the relationship? Or my favorite is, if I accidentally ate a dozen donuts from Dunkin' Donuts, why bother eating better the rest of the week? But even more so for me in my writing life, I have this temptation to use ideal circumstances to procrastinate. So I've come up with two brief philosophies for dealing with the idealized situation problem. The first strategy is this: I recognize that the ideal is a long-term goal, and I take baby steps to get there. You know, there are reasons we have these ideal selves running around up inside our heads. And my ideal writing situation is my ideal situation for a valid reason. And there's no reason for me to give up on that. But what I have to do is keep it in a proper perspective and feel like I'm slowly but surely making my way towards that ideal. And that brings me to my second strategy. To slowly and surely work towards my ideal, I have to just write anyway. And I know that sounds too simple to be useful, but not writing is the thing that keeps most wannabe writers from ever becoming writers. They just don't write. So if you find yourself in some mental place where you're using your idealized writing situation to justify not writing, you need to turn that around. And instead of saying, if only I had, turn that around and say to yourself, I have everything I need to write right this minute. You know, I have these little pieces of paper in my files from a summer I spent working at a paper mill. And the break room of that paper mill was not the ideal place for me to write, but I have all these little bits of dialogue and scene descriptions and things that I wrote on the backs of calendars and pieces of paper I snatched off of the big rolls that were there in the paper mill. And I just could not allow myself not to write that summer. And so I wrote no matter what my circumstances were. And that's what I'm going to talk about a little bit next time, about the desire to write and how the proper desire can make us more disciplined and dedicated to our writing. Until then, I'm Eric Wyatt. Hope you have a great time writing, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.